In this video, we're going to show you how we run our irrigation in the garden. Actually, my husband's going to show you how that's done. We'll also explain a little bit about how we planted our potatoes. I'm going to show you around a few of the places in the garden, the things that I'm going to be planting here soon, and some of the soil amendments that I'm doing to plant my onions. And as with anything with gardening, you realize that some things work and some things don't work. But after a lot of trial and error, we feel like this is going to work well for our situation. And my husband's going to show you how he set up the irrigation this year. This will be a process, so we'll be having some updates along as we finish the project. So I'm going to turn it over to my husband, Rich, so he can show you how he started this irrigation process.
Here's our irrigation that we've changed to from last year. Last year we had a single zone and it was just complex changing hoses all the time. So our well's 175 foot from here. We run 1-inch black poly pipe down to here, converted to 3/4 inch. Now what we have is a 3/4 inch manifold we build up here so we can put multiple zones on it. We'll have a 4-port zone valve there. We got several smaller ones which will end up probably with around 7 to 8 zones totally on the garden. So we go from the zone valve, of course, and then we go out our main header line. So what we've got here that I just am going to try now, this right here measures the flow of water in liters. You can read it in how much is flowing consistently, how much you use in a watering period. So if you have one of your zone valves set for an hour of watering, this will tell you how much liters, or you convert to gallons, that you've distributed on your drip lines in that amount of time. So that way you can compensate. If you feel you need more water, you can run a longer time, or to save water, you may possibly do a shorter time. So once from the zone valve, we are gonna go out a manifold line, which we just have connected right now to check our flow rate. Right now we're running 12.5 to around 11 liters of flow right now is going through the emitters that we have on 3 rows of strawberries and 1 row of raspberries. That way we will know how much water, if we want to calculate exactly, we can know how much per minute or how much a zone cycle of water that we're actually dumping in liters or gallons on them individual rows at any given time. So right now we just have a couple of those ran that goes around, and the head's over here toward the raspberries. This is our 1/2-inch distribution lines. Some call them manifold lines. Okay, so this comes 1/2-inch distribution line. And then what we've done is we've come off of that with 1/4-inch drip lines. So we have 2 of these 1/4-inch drip lines that runs the full length of our raspberries here, about 60 feet. And that's really kind of pushing it, although we do have this in a closed loop system, meaning 1/4-inch line goes down. It doesn't stop. It comes all the way back to the main line. And that gives you a little bit better flow rate you can have, and a little more compensating pressure on the given line itself, versus if you just had one line go down that 30 feet, which is considered a little bit long for a 1/4-inch line, plugged off, and then a second one. So closed loop just makes all the way around and comes back again. So you kind of have constant feed on both sides of it to make that a little more balancing. And then in our given case right here, we just teed off from it, went with our other manifold line, and then each strawberry row, it has 2 1/4-inch drip lines in a closed loop fashion running down them and coming back off. Here's basically what it kind of looks like. We just have 2 lines laid right here. This is on 6-inch center. This drip line is every 6 inches, has an internal emitter, and you can get it in 6-inch in further graduations, but 6-inch for strawberries or things that's closely planted, we found is minimum that you need. And we do have some 1/2-inch line ran around our yard garden, and that's 300 foot, but that's 1/2-inch with pressure compensating emitters in it, and that works really good. 3/4-inch poly pipe is just continuing here, full line pressure. We're teed to here, and so what we'll end up doing here is I will put a zone valve on this, and then we will take distribution lines off with emitters for the grape plants that we have along here. And we can always Y this, and we can take and zone off from that for something down at the end of the garden. And so then from this right here, we're just buried under the road because we run over this all the time. And we take that over to where you see that stump, and we'll go over there next and look over there to where we can get water to our potatoes. We're gonna head down the potatoes. We had to put a gate in here. We get the tractor in to haul stuff in. All right, let's go down here and see what's happening to potatoes. So our 3/4 inch poly line that we seen come down by the raspberries went across the road, comes up by the stump. We just have it fastened here, and we have line pressure here. So we'll be putting a zone valve on this, which we're just gonna hook a garden hose to. The hose is just gonna run from this zone valve. It's gonna run out to a sprinkler. This sprinkler right here is just a standard lawn sprinkler. And just as an experiment, we tried it. It covers the whole bed. And this bed is 24 foot wide, 50 feet long. And we're trying something new this year. On our potato patch here, this is our worst piece of soil we got, the driest that it is. What we've done is we put down a layer of leaves, a layer of manure, chips on the top. We bored through that and then planted the potatoes several inches down into the earth, hoping to try something new and something better.
This is the row that I'm preparing for the onions. I have it all cleaned out. I still have to clean up the ground cover, but what I did is I broke up the soil and then I put a little bit of compost, some of the homemade compost that we made, on top of it. And the next thing I'll do is I will do some soil amendments. I plan to add some azomite to the soil, and then an organic fertilizer and some worm castings. If I can get some blood and bone meal before then, I'll add that to it. Otherwise, I might add some to it after I plant them. I wanted to show you how nice the garlic is looking. So I have this bed here and I have this bed over here. And the garlic is looking very healthy. We did have a dry spell here and they did get a little bit dried out, but I'm hoping that it doesn't cause any issues. I think that they're just fine. We also had a frost here. Today we have 70-degree weather, so that is really nice. Our strawberries are doing really well. The only issue we have is that we did get that frost. It got to be 32 degrees. And I had some of them covered. And as you can see, some of them got froze. So that's why they're black. So they won't produce a strawberry. But that's okay because we have lots of flowers on here. So that means we should have a really nice crop. So I'm grateful for that. Our raspberries are coming up, and these were the raspberries we pruned in a previous video. Our cherries are in blossom right now. The apples are in blossom. Aren't they just so beautiful? And they smell so good. I also wanted to show you a rough draft of the flower bed. The plan is to put a little short fence around to keep the rabbits out. It won't keep the deer out, but they don't typically bother the flowers anyhow. And with there being a fence right here, they're probably not too likely to jump over it. But in here I do all fresh cut flowers and mostly all annuals. And I do that so I can make little floral arrangements throughout the year. We have a robin that made a nest on that shelf there. I don't think that she likes that this is such a busy area that we're always in here. But when she flies off, I'll show you her eggs. And there's her eggs. I just think that robin eggs are so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that it inspired you to get out and do some gardening. Even if you have just a small space, there's so much that you can do. Even if you only have a patio or a little strip along the side of your house, you can always get grow bags, you can do the green stalks, you can do planter gardening. There's so many things that you can do. Until you give gardening a try, I don't think people realize the joy that comes with gardening. So I hope that this has inspired you to give it a try. I also want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. It means so much to me. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.